Jag hade problem med streamingen igår. Det gick inte att streama när jag försökte. Så jag var faktiskt inte beredd på att det skulle gå att streama nu heller. Men det gick. Så då kör vi väl helt enkelt. Det där var inte rätt knapp. Continue. Hej. Ja. Som jag hade spelat på standby så kopplades jag ner från the internets. Men då connectar vi väl nu då. Och så hoppas jag att vi har byggt färdigt en massa baser. Ja. Ja. Jag hoppas också att jag kommer online. Där. Land expansion. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Så många plattformar. Titta. 3. Plattform. Så många grejer klara. Herregud, vad tänkte jag här nu då? Vad är det här? Är det här oilfield? Reningsverket kallar jag det, men det var ju tydligen fel. För att spelet var avstängt en stund och då kommer det tillbaks. Ah ja, skit i det. Side-ups. Angola säger det. Det är bara de kvar. Så då räddar vi dem. Och när jag säger dem så menar jag den. The Escaped Children. Och kanske mer än ett barn då. Jag vet inte. Vad är det här för ställe? Det är den här gruvan, tror jag. Jag har märkt att blommorna är värda orimliga mängder pengar. Eller är det... Ja, det är Manchester. Gruvan är någon helt annanstans. Marker placed. Är jag där uppe? Marker placed. 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 Det kommer ta flera år för att springa dit, men det får vara så.
The one that covers. The parasite that lives on the surface of the skull's bodies is what gives them their power, similar to my children who live in my skin. I modified the parasites I isolated from the body of that old man, differentiating them with various abilities. One that can blend perfectly into its surroundings by exposing the pigments in its cells at will. Another that by harboring multiple species of metallic archaea can oxidize and reduce metal. Isolating the one that covers and transplanting it into an artificial medium should provide the same abilities as the skulls, but they can only subsist within a human body. Once transplanted into the medium, they will eventually die. Another thing, the weakness of the one that covers is desiccation. Their surface moisture loss is greater than ours. The reason they give off mist is to alleviate this by releasing the salts inside them as microparticles. Water vapor condenses around them, appearing as mist. But this dries out the atmosphere until they cannot even produce mist. And once their supply of water from the host runs out, the parasites are in danger. They, along with their host, enter a form of suspended animation. However, a similar effect occurs if they come into contact with a large amount of water. Rain, for instance. The one that covers will temporarily abandon other processes in his eagerness to absorb the water. Make the weather your ally.
Han har byggt de här parasiterna baserat på The End från Metal Gear Solid 3. I suppose. Med de 100 Cobra units från det spelet. Det är ingenting.
Marker placed. 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 Marker placed.
Måste finnas en bättre väg in. Här har vi en hel väg.
Marker placed.
Här har vi den finkan där det var en massa barn.
Marker placed. 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 Marker placed.
There's something I've been wondering. Why are you called code talker? During World War II, the U.S. military used the languages of different tribes, including the Navajo, as codes, right? I know the term code talker was used to mean people sent to the battlefield to speak in those codes. Were you one of them?
Our mother tongue was indeed used for war. But I did not go. I was already over the conscription age. However, I was made to help craft the codes that were spoken.
So in a wider sense, you could call me a code talker for that. Navajo is a complex language, and virtually no one outside the U.S. speaks it. They must have thought it was the perfect language to use as a code.
Yeah, in the end, the Japanese never cracked it. The cipher is king in information warfare.
Of course, they didn't simply speak in Navajo. They created substitutions for words according to a code book, and then translated those into our language. Young Dine was sent to the front lines of the Pacific Theater as code talkers. To fight is an honor for the Dine. They were the pride of our people. But I cannot say this history brings me joy. Words are alive. When they are spoken, life is breathed into them. They become a part of the listener. Our words were transformed into lifeless ciphers and used for war. This, after the Black Anna spent generations suppressing the language.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So I guess we shouldn't be calling you code talker, huh?
No, I do not mind. The reason Skullface called me code talker was because I also am responsible for coding language into the vocal cord parasites. I am the same as those young warriors, used for a cipher's sake. I must never forget that. The name, Code Talker, is a lesson carved into my being.
You said Skullface ordered you to weaponize the vocal cord parasites. But you also said he wasn't the reason.
And he wasn't. I was seduced by the parasites. That is a fact.
How? You mean from your curiosity as a scientist?
That I cannot deny. But there is more to it. The story goes back to the 19th century, to my earliest memory. One day, a man from the government visited our Hogan, our home. I cried as he yanked me from my mother's arms and took me away to an Indian boarding school. From that day forward, I became George. This was the name my teacher gave me. I was forced to give up my Diné name, forbidden from speaking anything but English. If we dared utter a word of filthy Navajo, the teacher made us eat a bar of soap.
Yeah, that was the U.S. government's education policy for Native Americans.
To erase our words was like erasing our people. Their education was tantamount to ethnic cleansing. Over time, the overt persecution of our language stopped. But to this day, it continues to be eaten away by the lingua franca, that is English. Many of the Diné outside the reservations can speak nothing else. And it isn't just our language. Across the world, minority languages are being destroyed by dominant languages. Many are on the verge of extinction.
Enter the vocal cord parasites.
Yes, I began thinking that minority languages needed some sort of deterrent against dominant languages. In order that their peoples and cultures would survive. It was then that I came across literature as a foundation, claiming that man acquired language thanks to a type of parasite, one that distinguishes between languages as a precursor to reproduction. If I could just resurrect it, make it more pathogenic, I would have my deterrent against English. But I failed to hide that aim from Skullface. He noticed. Yes, I wanted to retaliate against the English language, though never did I intend to actually use it as he planned. You know how the story ends. I was forced to study how to make the parasites compatible with all the world's languages. All but English.
However, he in fact secretly isolated an English strain.
I will not be held prisoner by the man's phantom. The English strain must not be allowed to exist either.
Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker development. Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed. The map marker placed. Marker placed. Extraction arrived at another base. You have arrived at your destination. Extraction arrived at another base. Development object has been added. Extraction arrived at an enemy group detected. The map has been updated.
Blommis.
Extraction arrived at another base. Development complete.
Så ja. Ska ni få nya hem, mina små kycklingar.
Enemy presence detected. Extraction arrived at another base. Caution. You have arrived at your destination. Marker placed. 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 But marker placed. Marker placed. The map has been updated.
Nu ska vi se, det här är en välbevakad och stor databas de har.
Analysis complete.
Jag vill inte att du har dödsgeväret. Jag vill att du har butterfly.
The map has been updated.
Trunk, mycket bra. Oj då. Ja men sov gott människa.
Supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
Där, ingenting.
Analysis
Vart är väl blueprints?
The map has been updated.
Vad
Subject
är
on board.
blueprintsen din
Leave the rest to us.
klant? Har du hittat på bara för att lura mig?
Marker placed.
Ja, men.
Analysis complete.
Oh. Bra. Väldigt nyfiken på vad de tror att det är okej att titta på mig hur som helst. Eller du är inte fan.
Clouds approaching. Analysis complete.
Träff.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Gosh dang it. Han somnade i alla fall. Om ni är på alert så tänker jag spränga era grejer. Så går det. Ja.
It wasn't one of the targets, but that's put a hole in their air surveillance. The chopper won't be able to get in close now. You can designate a landing zone near the outpost.
Marker placed.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Lika bra att jag inte fick quiet och tränka den där killen för att hennes gevär är högljutt fortfarande. Tror jag i alla fall. Jag har ju markerat ingenting här. Dumheter.
Marker placed. You have arrived at your destination. Analysis complete.
You gotta extract him.
You have arrived at your destination.
Okej. Nej men, still.
You have arrived at your destination.
Blueprint!
Supplies requested.
Här var en till bomb för att jag tänker spränga den där sista raden.
Supply drop complete.
Det är från antennen. Jag vet inte vad det är. Tog jag vägen? Ja, där är den. What?
Marker
Där.
placed. You have arrived at your destination.
Macht. Nu är jag nöjd. Åh nej, det var inte alls. Där hade vi en grej. Jag är nöjd med det här lägret.
Marker placed. Marker placed. Marker placed.
I have no doubt Skullface's plan is almost complete. At that point, I will no longer be of use to him. I must leave behind this record at least. A record of how the ancient vocal cord parasites became these abominable ethnic cleansing parasites. I believe he has two purposes for the ethnic cleansing parasites. The first, as their name suggests, is ethnic cleansing. This conflict between East and West that envelops the world will not last much longer. Once the Cold War ends, and the weight of America and the Soviet Union is lifted away, the ethnic conflicts they kept suppressed will all rise to the surface. It is not difficult to imagine that the radical sides will begin cleansing their adversaries. But what if an ethnic cleansing parasite matching the language of the aggressors were to be unleashed? The aggressors would be washed off the earth. At the very least, the idea that retaliation could eradicate your people would prove a powerful deterrent.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Purpose is the Englishization of the world. To cipher the organization, this is probably their main use. Man thinks in words, or rather, words are man's very means of thinking. If you erase a word representing some concept, the concept itself disappears from the world. Nishone means beautiful in Navajo, but the image that comes to mind when we say Nishone differs from the Blagana's beautiful. An azure sky, a rolling landscape, lush greenery. The meaning we place in Nishone has its roots in Diné culture. If we lose the word Nishone, the images of our beautiful homeland would be washed away into oblivion along with it. Just as Orwell indicated years ago, Cipher, being based in America, is pushing Englishization for this very reason. Suppose all 5 billion people on this planet come to read, speak, and think in English. Their wills could also be streamlined under English. Cipher's control would be all the easier. Economic governance would progress in leaps and bounds. The ethnic cleansing parasites would be a great aid in accomplishing this goal. There is no need to destroy every language besides English. All they need to do is weaken other languages competing with it. Russian, Chinese, Arabic. If people know they risk their lives speaking such languages, they will flock to the lingua franca that is English. Cipher need not even focus attention on smaller languages. After all, they are already being eaten away by English. Business, education, film, commodities. English has permeated every area of global society. I can see this when I look at young Diné. Some of them have already lost their grasp of the Navajo language. It is said that over 2,000 languages of the world are facing extinction. This very moment, cultural concepts and forms of expression are disappearing forever. The spread of electronic networks gives greater meaning to Englishization. Networks have no national borders. By basing them on a single language, they can penetrate deeper into and between people. That basic point of unity provides the ideal environment for someone who aims to control people's wills. But how does this differ from building the Tower of Babel? The ethnic cleansing parasites attempt to rob man of his words. Such irony. It was the vocal cord parasites, that gave words to him in the first place. Ancient man had no language, unable to produce complex sounds due to the structure of the throat. He could communicate only through simple vocalizations and gestures. Then the vocal cord parasites infected his larynx. Man's transition to walking upright did not gift him solely with intelligence, but also with his voice. At the time, the vocal cord parasites never harmed man. They merely took a small measure of nourishment. In fact, you could call it a symbiotic relationship. Some animal species use particular vocalization patterns to attract a female and reproduce. Songbirds, certain insects, and also the vocal cord parasites. The difference is that the parasites themselves did not produce sounds. Rather, they had their hosts, man, do it for them. Once secure on the human host vocal cords, a male vocal cord parasite caused the host to produce a certain sound pattern, something like a warble of a bird. Meanwhile, females parasitizing other host pharynxes need only wait. Upon hearing the sound pattern of an attractive mate, they would manipulate their hosts into making contact with the person it came from. The female traveled through his host's saliva to the other host's vocal cords, where the male was waiting and the pair copulated. We can only imagine how the female manipulated his host, but it was probably through smell. Smells traveled directly to the limbic system via the olfactory cilia in the nasal cavity. Volatile compounds released by the female would stimulate the limbic system.
You gotta extract him.
Making the host feel amorous. This kind of sexual selection naturally led to competition between the male parasites. Males that had their hosts produce sounds perceived by females as more attractive.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
And producing offspring. Evolutionary traits caused by sexual selection are curious. The peacock's feathers, the mannequin's dance, the firefly's luminescence pattern.
He's coming too. Roger that.
That are not advantageous to survival. Those individuals that excel in them produce offspring, and it escalates with each generation. The same was true of the vocal cord parasites. Courtship vocalization rhythms and intonations became more sophisticated, and in order for man to produce such sounds, they had to alter his vocal organs. By lowering the position of the larynx and developing resonating chambers, they enabled more complex pronunciations. But that was not all. The vocal cord parasites activated a transcription factor that would later control man's language ability. A protein that, due to its appearance, is called forkhead box protein P2, or FOXP2. Activating this transcription factor led to the development of brain
Det här är så mycket bullshit han pratar.
Sophisticated frequency changes. This was the pinnacle of the vocal cord parasite's prosperity. However, this sophisticated pronunciation control was too useful for man to ignore. Once human sexual activity ceased to be only seasonal, and having lost pigment-based sexual characteristics, distinctive vocalizations became the most effective means for humans to attract mates as well. Combined with logic pathways hardwired into the brain, or universal grammar, it was not long before advanced communication was possible. This was the birth of language. Luckily for man, it was around this time that a particular retrovirus was circulating. While not lethal, it infected not only man, but the vocal cord parasites as well. It is presumed that this virus removed part of the parasite's DNA and reverse transcribed it into man's reproductive cells. It was a vector. Among the genes it transcribed were the ones responsible for the production of language. The vocal cord parasite's vocalization genes were written into the human genome. The parasites were no longer of any use to man now. Man could use his voice as he pleased during the parasite, leaving behind only the transcribed genes. The vocal cord parasites were once in symbiosis with man. Its genes even became a part of his. Humans and parasites are extremely close. As such, it will be extremely difficult for man's immune system to eliminate the vocal cord parasites. Even cutting them out will be no simple matter, which is exactly why these ethnic cleansing parasites are such a formidable weapon. The rise of the vocal cord parasites goes back approximately 300 million years to the Permian period. At that time, they were not even parasites. But predatory autotrophs. They are believed to have been the common ancestor to the pentastomida and the Cyclops genus of copepods. However, Earth's environment underwent a violent change at the end of the Permian period. The cause is unclear, but evidence suggests that over 90% of the Earth's organisms at that time died out. The most pronounced threat to the proto-parasites. Severe reduction in oxygen concentration. Was cladogenesis, a splitting that gave birth to a that could parasitize other organisms' respiratory apparatus. This survival tactic helped lower oxygen consumption, and inhabiting the throat kept them securely in contact with inhaled air. The survivors are those that parasitized the reptiles that flourished at the time. Entering the
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Evolved into dinosaurs, and the proto-parasites shared in their success. Dinosaurs developed respiratory organs called air sacs to adapt to the low oxygen.
You gotta extract him.
These in particular helped the proto-parasites thrive. But another trial awaited them. The end of the Triassic period saw another drastic change in the Earth's environment. For most parasites, the male and female take the same host. Many are, in fact, hermaphrodites. Originally, the vocal cord parasites were as well.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Environmental change. It must secure a steady pool of genetic diversity. Another split. Now the newest strain, procreated with mates found in other hosts. And in order to increase its encounters with those mates,
You gotta extract him.
utilize the voice of its host. They came to inhabit the host's vocal cords. This truly was the birth of the vocal cord parasite. The parasites developed the host's pharynx to form resonating chambers and used them to produce sophisticated mating calls. The relatively upright posture of the dinosaurs was important in this because the crooked L-shaped pharynx was more suited to the development of resonating chambers. These developments ushered in a time of great prosperity for the parasites. But for the third time, the parasites had a major hurdle to overcome. The meteorite impact at the end of the Cretaceous period, which spelled the end of the dinosaurs. With their hosts extinct, the vocal cord parasites had no option but to find a new habitat. birds as genetic successors to the dinosaurs with functioning air sac apparatus already in place. Birds were the perfect choice, but the parasites could not survive in birds that flew at high altitudes with thinner air. So they parasitized ground-dwelling birds and altered their respiratory system for the sake of reproduction. They gave the birds the means to produce sophisticated sounds. The syrinx responsible for chirping. This is the proof that points to activation of FOXP2 in songbirds as well as humans. The Cenozoic era began with a rise in oxygen concentration, which helped mammals to evolve and increase in size. The parasites then shifted to humans as a more effective host. Humans' bipedal upright walking meant that our throats could support larger resonating chambers. At first, vocal cord parasites entered humans using birds as their intermediate host. But eventually they changed to conducting their entire life cycle within human hosts. What happened next?
Så sjö här uppe tror jag.
Already described. People took the vocalizing prowess given them by the parasites and made it language. And once the parasites could no longer use it as their mating call, they died out. Or in other words, the parasites overcame all evolutionary hurdles except humanity. Skullface shared his opinion on this matter. He said the Ethnic Cleansers Project was sure to succeed. After all, the parasites had a grudge against us humans. To think we awoke them after such a long slumber, just so they could sate their thirst for vengeance. It is terrible, unforgivable, and yet it is what I have done. I learned of the vocal cord parasites.
Ska finnas det mest ovanliga djuret ska man kunna fånga i en bur här uppe vid någon sjö. Men jag har lagt ut hur många burar under den här omgången så det blir inget av.
Human versus everything else. The missing link between these was the mystery that gave rise to this theory. I was fascinated by the idea of their existence.
Boss, you need to find those kids who escaped. Fighting's still the only way of life they know.
Right.
If we don't bring them back, they'll just end up getting killed. Boss, if we develop a child-sized Fulton recovery device, you'll be able to extract those kids. Send the development order from your iDroid if you need it.
But I had not the faintest idea of how I could resurrect them. That is when Skullface came to me. What he offered me was not just assistance with my metallic archaea research. He told me the vocal cord parasites really existed. And not only did they exist, they had already been brought back to life in the modern age. An ancient human cadaver, host to the parasites of the time. Cypher excavated such a cadaver from a permafrost region and isolated the DNA coding of the vocal cord parasite. Naturally, they were long dead and could not be brought back. But there was an alternate vessel they could use. A relative species of the Pentastomida discovered in China. It had adapted to live in the nasal cavity of animal hosts. But its genetic sequence showed signs of common ancestry with the vocal cord parasites. Ontogenesis, a path of an organism to maturity, is like a roadmap of the phylogenetic evolution of the entire strain. Cypher used this to effect a
quiet fortfarande inställd på att skjuta alla kanske.
Parasite and resurrect the vocal cord parasite. They interposed a developmental mechanism to the ontogenetic stage analogous to when the relative species first appeared. The point at which it split from the vocal cord parasites, forcing its evolution down the other path. the vocal cord parasite path. The larvae is produced by the vocal cord parasites. Reborn. I do not know in detail how Cypher accomplished this, but clearly they have access to high-level genetic technologies. Skullface said it was the work of a genius woman scientist, and that the relative species in question was first discovered by a group once called the Philosophers. I was tasked with modifying the resurrected parasites. He charged me with 2 demands. First, to add lethality to these organisms that had once lived in peace with man by unleashing the larvae's latent desire.
He's coming too. Roger that.
The host's lung tissue, making them eat and eat until the lungs were destroyed. Second, to have both male and female inhabit the same host and copulate then and there only when exposed to
You gotta extract him.
continuously over an extended time. What he would do to the Dene if I failed. I had no choice. Originally, the ultimate objective of the ethnic cleansing parasite project was the identification of not only language, but of actual cultures. Language is deeply connected to ethnicity, but many languages are employed by multiple ethnic groups, and confrontation between those ethnic groups is by no means rare. If the cleanser parasite
Subject on board.
Så jag
Leave the
har
rest to
liksom,
us.
av någon anledning så har jag liksom inte svårt att tänka mig att det finns 10 meter höga dödsmördarrobotar
the original plan called for this
och superzombies som skurkarna använder som soldater.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Jag har så himla svårt att tänka mig att
customs and eating habits.
det finns
For
en
instance,
parasit som
parasites living in
lär sig att känna igen vissa språk.
could be used to target rice
Och när de hör de här språken så bestämmer de sig för att pöka och därmed döda personen de bor i. Det är så himla konstigt för mig att tänka mig det.
But that is a lofty goal indeed. The current parasites mainly rely on droplet transmission. It would take extensive time to alter the transmission route. I eventually learned that the Ethnic Cleansers project had been shut down. It was Skullface who put it back into operation. But despite that, he told me to forget about the transmission route and just focus on language identification. I do not know why.
You gotta extract him.
I understand that the Chinese philosophers who discovered the relative species of parasite originally planned to develop a photogrammic elixir parasite. The left temporal parietal region is home to the
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Oj, pirate, vad bra.
English language. They wished to create a strain that would parasitize that region and suppress its literacy functions. The brain area responsible for identifying the logographs of Chinese, meanwhile, is in the left middle frontal gyrus, meaning that even if native speakers of Chinese were infected with the parasite, the literacy would be unaffected. Old and new, east and west, there is no limit to the delusions of those in power. But this delusion threatens to become a reality. I have to do something to stop this. There must be something I can do.
Jag är på det.
The system
Ja, men... Åh, Gud!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
Alle geleerden, dit is CFT. Basis tot basis, radionetwerk is af. Daar is geen manier om te bel voor versterkers van alle buiten van onze af nie. Skop vast en hou uit met wat jy het. Uit!
Ut med dig. Ut med dig. Mycket bra.
Okay, subject is in.
Extraction arrived at another base.
Nu ska vi se, det var inga fler side-hoppar jag kunde göra nu, va? Vad är det? Några jag kunde göra, men inga som jag behöver göra.
Outpost captured.
Hurra! Baser. Ja, här byggdes det. Ja, den här vill vi göra. 2 hours, det var ingenting.
Commencing platform construction. Commencing platform construction.
Jag kommer gå bananas nu och byta ut blommor och PF points mot whatever jag behöver. Det kan ta lite tid. Så som förra gången, jag rekommenderar att du tittar på nästa avsnitt på en gång ifall du inte tycker det är hysteriskt roligt. Titta på menyer. GMP 1 280 000. Common 64 000. Fuel 64 000. Dags för matte. 4000 minus 3093 minus common metal. Fyra, 8, 0, 0 minus 4, 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 8, 0, 0 minus. Good. Sen behövde vi fuel också. Från 3-3. Ja. 64 000 minus 727 minus 4, 8, 0, 0 minus 4, 8, 0, 0 minus 4, 8, 0, 0 minus 8, 0, 0 minus 4, 8, 0, 0 minus 4, 8, 0, 0 minus 8, 0, 0 minus 4, 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 8, 0, 0 minus. Klart.
Commencing platform construction.
Yeah. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Och den här heter i mitt huvud så mycket som 3-7 heter den. KMP, Biomaterial och Fuel. Ja. 2 BEP. Men det här var ju konstigt. Två, 2, 4, 0, 0 minus 3, 9, 2, 7 minus 3, 9, 2, 7 4800 minus 4800 minus minus 4800 minus 37.
Commencing platform construction.
Då heter den här 2-2. Common metal. $12,800. Fuel. 12,800, men jag har GMP så räcker. 200 000, det var ingenting. Okej. 12,800 minus 1,493 minus. Common metal nu. Fyra, 8, 0, 0 minus 4, 8, 0, 0 minus 4, 8, 0, 0 minus done. Pop, 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 pop. Sen skulle vi ha fuel till 2-2. Och där behöver så mycket som 12,800 minus 727 minus 'så fuel 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus done. Som sagt, jag kommer inte göra något mer coolt det här avsnittet. Så det är helt rimligt att hoppa över till nästa avsnitt om du vill det. Common metal. Tre, 8, 1, 0, 0. Fyra, 8, 0, 0 minus 4800 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 minus. Möjligt att jag hoppar på helikoptern och åker hem till basen efter det här, men det är inte som att det är särskilt intressant att titta på. Tre 8100 minus 3192 minus 4800 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 minus. Done.
Commencing platform construction.
Vi behöver fuel. 24 käften 200 minus 3 4 9 2 minus 'Jag drömmer varje natt' 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus. Jag har gjort något fel. Jag har räknat fel någonstans. Vi får börja om med här skiten. Två 4 2 0 0 minus 2 2 6 9 2. Behöver en laddning med fuel till. Ja, gud ja.
Commencing platform construction.
En, två, tre. 1, 2, 3. 2, 7 kallar vi den. Och till till den så behöver vi 17 000 fuel. Minus 3292 minus. Fuel 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus. Klart. Next plattform i bas nummer 3. 3. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Och den plattformen kallar jag för plattform 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Den behöver common metal. Sex, 4, 0, 0, 0. Minus, nej, korko borko. 6, 4, 0, 0 minus 4, 1, 5, 5 minus 59 000 någonting. Common metal. minus 4800 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 minus G 4800 minus 36 fuel 64 000 minus 692 minus fuel är det nu, ja. Som vanligt. Fyra, 8, 0, 0 minus 4, 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 8, 0, 0 minus Blurgi, 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 blurg. 3-6. Ska vi ha basnummer 1. Där vi inte kan bygga något. Bas nummer 2, plattform nummer 3. Common metal. $17,000 minus 2,555 minus common metal. Fyra 800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus done. Sen skulle vi ha fuel också, tror jag. Yeah. 17,000 minus 3,892 minus 4 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus där. Nästa bas är bas nummer 5. Där vi inte kan bygga någonting, och inte 1:an, men i 2:an kan vi bygga något. 2,5 kallar vi den. Där ska vi ha mer common metal. 12,800 minus 4,755 minus 'Entering alert status' tycker jag inte var bra. Vad skulle jag ha? Common? 4800 minus 4800 minus 2, 3. Upp. 3, 5. Behöver common metal eller vad? 22,400 minus 1,555 minus 1,555 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus done. Ja, sniper hit och sniper dit. 3-5. Vad är det med manis? Så lite blomms. Där. Har vi råd med det nu? Ja.
Commencing platform construction.
Wees paraat. Wanneer hulle blinkie gee nie. Uit.
2, 3, 4, 5. Den här kallar vi för 4-3. Behöver skriva upp allting jag behöver här. Det är för mycket noll, jag kan inte läsa ut. 0, 0, 0. Jag tror att det står 2 miljoner. Kom on. 38 100 och fuel 38 100. Jag sitter som en kratta. 38 000 minus 1292 minus 4800 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 minus done. Brrt. Tre, 8, 1, 0, 0. Minus 3911 minus common metal. Fortfarande, jag kommer inte göra något intressant efter jag är klar med det här. Så feel free att sluta titta och se på något annat. 4800 blipp. 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 Sen hade jag ont om pengar också väl. Ja, då säljer vi blomstrarna. Och gud vad jag ser fram emot att alla baser kommer att vara färdigbyggda. Så jag slipper göra det här igen. Det var bara en sak som fattades. Då behöver jag bara skriva upp vad plattan heter. I mitt huvud heter den 3, 2, 3, 4. Det som fattas är fjöl. Fjöl 22 400 minus 2450 minus. Fuel sa vi. 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 3, 4. Brp, 203. Där.
Commencing platform construction.
Här heter då 3, 2. KMP har väl så det räcker. Common metal fuel 64 000 64 000 minus 8850 minus. Så fuel, ja det gör vi. 4800 minus 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 4800 minus. Vad var det mer? Var det kammaren jag behövde mer? Antagligen, eftersom det är det jag behövt hittills. 2, 3, 2 common metal. 6, 4, 0, 0, 0 minus 4, 2, 1, 1 minus 59 000 kvar. Ja, men vad gör jag nu då? Fyra, 8, 0, 0 minus 4, 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 8, 0, 0 minus. Done. 3, 2. Hur ger det mig? Så bra.
Platform construction.
Brrp. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
GPS Delta 4. Tekens van vijandige activiteit.
Common metal.
Er is CPF, begrijp. Hou jullie ogen af. Uit.
38100. Minus 2611 minus ja. Nej, men vad skulle jag göra? Common metal. Ja, common metal. Prupp. Points. Det är konstigt att jag har råd med mycket. Minus 00 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus 4800 minus. Då ska det gå att bygga plattform 4-5 nu. Ja.
Commencing platform construction.
3.
CPF, begrijp. Vat defensieve posities en zoek die sniper. Uit.
5-7 kallar vi den. Vad gjorde jag nu då? Fyra, 7 kallar vi den. Och här behöver vi biomaterial och fuel. 208800. 208800 minus 2450 minus . Det här är ju inte så himla skojigt. Jag är att jag vet att det kommer bli skojigt när jag är klar. Därför jag gör det. Men 4800 blupp. Jag har hållit på med det här nästan en timme nu. 4800 blupp. 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 Klart. Vad skulle jag ha nu då? Skulle jag ha biomaterial nu kanske? Det skulle jag. 208 800 20800 minus 13683 minus biomaterial. Oj, där fick jag 6000 för varje laddning i alla fall. Det var ju lite roligare. Minus 6000 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 minus 600 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 minus klar. Fyra, 7. Vad jag ska bygga. Hoho, ja.
Commencing platform construction.
Det är bara här kvar som jag kan bygga saker i. Just nu. Och den här plattformen kallar vi så mycket som 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 4. Och vi behöver fuel och vi behöver 38 100. 38 100. Fram med miniräknaren. 30 blev, nollställ den. 38 100 minus 50 minus. Dört.
Caution, rain approaching.
Vad sa han? Fuel. 4800 minus 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 4800 minus. Klart. 4, 4. Ja, just det. Jag har fuel, men det blir material som fattas nu. Och där ska vi ha så mycket som 38 100. 38 100 minus 2000 883. Så det här är biomaterial. Blä, blä, blä. Minus 6000 minus 6000 minus 6000 minus 6000 minus 6000 minus 6000 minus klart. Plupp, 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 plupp.
Commencing platform construction.
Sen är det bara den här som jag kan bygga just nu. Och den heter 4.2. Och här, mina vänner, ska vara 38 100 fuel. 1201 fuel som vi redan har for some reason. Plupp, plupp. Där har vi dig. 48 000 minus 4800 menar 4800 minus 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 klart. 4-2. Det var bra. Common metal. Bup, bup. 3 8 1 0 0 minus 3 6 6 1 minus. Common metal ska vi ha med. Ja du. Minus 4800 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 done. Blup, 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 blup. Nu byggs det på alla plattformar. Utom den här där allting är färdigbyggt. Finally! Deployment. Fuel och common metal är det som går åt mest, så det borde vi försöka suga in i basen. Constructionists. Men åh! 4. Of course not.
Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched.
Finally. Pick up.
Reselect a landing zone. The support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Hule.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
E. Då åker vi hem till basen och sen avbryter vi.
Gaining altitude.
Jag ska ta och göra bättre av mitt liv.
Warning.
Ska jag inte för. Metal Gear, det är allt jag behöver. Or is it? Nej, det är klart inte allt jag behöver. Herregud vad mycket skit jag pratar. Jag är värre en code talker.
You captured it alive.
Side ops list updated.
Jaha du.
Please select a landing zone. Heading to Mother Base.
Jaha. Jag bryter här i alla fall.